everybody, welcome back to Studio F, where no idea is ignored. This is video 7 of 12 about the song Gimme. And this topic today is writing the lyrics. Now, if you haven't heard the song yet, you can check out right up there. Check out Gimme right now. And at the end of the video, there's an index of all 12 videos. I'm pretty certain up here on the right, if you click, there's a little button there. You can click and it'll drop down with the whole index of all 12 videos, or as so far up to 7. So I gotta write a song. I need to write a song. I want to write a song. I must write a song. I can't help but write a song. That's kind of sort of where I'm at. I get so many songs. If I write new songs, I run out of time. I have to go back and finish the ones from my backlog and then maybe write some new songs. So I've developed a somewhat unconventional way of writing songs. I throw stuff against the wall and let it stick and then kind of let it percolate. And then, but sometimes I sleep on it and come back the next day. It's kind of funny, almost like I push my brain into a state of totally confused psychosis and let the subconscious take over, work its magic.
Can I offer a solution to your subconscious psychosis?
Oh man, that's my new DCA, my digital consumer assistant, the Smoot Smart Block. It picks up on a phrase like subconscious psychosis. Man, it's off to the races.
Floozer Pharmaceuticals, a leader in modern pharmac living, has some new drugs. Do you have a hard time making decisions?
Well, no. Well, yeah, no. No, I could maybe some. No. Well, maybe. Yes. No. Maybe. Sometimes it's hard to say. I mean, decisions, it's tough to say. Really, really hard to say. I can't say. I can't say for sure. It's tough. It's weird. I don't know. It's a decision.
When you agree, do you agree wildly?
Oh, completely, totally, absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, yeah, totally, completely. Over the top, agreement, total agreement. I'm in total agreement, absolutely.
Does your mind have a mind of its own? Does it wander and can't find its way back? Wouldn't you rather be floating on a cloud, appreciating every breath? Do you sometimes just sit there trying to think and nothing happens? You might want to try Doofazax, the anti-duncing medicine, new from Floozer Pharmaceuticals. Or maybe you need Nimnox, new from Floozer Pharmaceuticals. All the benefits of Doofazax without the loose stool side effect. Do you find at social gatherings you annoy people with either your manic enthusiasm, your wild stories, or your odd way of relating to things? New from Floozer Pharmaceuticals, Xenoy. If you annoy, get Xenoy. It will seem like people magically tolerate you.
Hold on a minute.
Is the culture of lies having an impact on your well-being?
Well, of course.
Would you like to just say no to those lies?
Well, of course.
So you would like no more lies?
No more lies. No more lies.
Absolutely. Who wouldn't? Absolutely. Who wouldn't? Smoot Smart off. God, man. Sometimes I think the only way out of this loop is to move to the outskirts of everything, to the forest or something like that.
Floozer Real Estate, now offering modest cabins in the woods. Upstate New York, close enough to the Canadian border, if you know what I mean.
Lyrics to me are like a puzzle. If you have enough pieces, you can always put something together that works. And there is no wrong way to write a song. Now, just to clarify, when I say song, to me that implies lyrics, that implies meaning, that implies reason, like the reason to write the song. I'm not much of a storyteller-songwriter. I opt for the vague wordplay, funny rhymes, nutty hooks, the crazy vocal parts that kind of all blend together. That's the lyrics. My lyrics serve that purpose. If I can slip a line in here, a joke there, a funny thing, and aim for that sardonic chuckle on the part of the listener. Hey, wait a minute, sardonic chuckle. Could be a good name for a band, man. Now, I've never written poetry. Every line I've ever written has either been meant for a song, part of a song, or the impetus of a new song to come, FYI. Now, sometimes I start with a line, sometimes I start with a title, sometimes it's a jam song that evolves into a lyric, a sing-song, so it comes in a lot of different ways. Now, I never really realized it until I started putting this whole thing together, is that I never really finish a lyric or a music without, getting the other one involved and intertwined. I kind of think that's the best way to do it because everything kind of hinges on everything else and it all kind of works together and blends together. And that's kind of sort of how I did the Gimme thing as I look back on all these videos I'm producing now. Going at it that way, it seems to all fit because it all comes out of the same Play-Doh mold. I try to leave all my doors open, let everything kind of flow out, and then kind of put it all together at go time. The book. I just started a new songbook. So I recently got a new songbook. Because I filled up this one before it. Interesting. Because I ran out of room in this one before that. Because this one had no more pages left to write stuff in. Because this one ran out of space. Which I had to replace when this guy got filled up too. Yeah, I usually write an index in them to kind of find out what's going on. Pictures and, all kinds of junk notes. Most people have diaries. I got crazy music books. Yeah, it goes on. Oh, Louder and Louder. That's a good one. Let's see. Get away from me. The Striking Nuns. There you go. Striking Nuns. That's a good one. I got to get back to that one. All right. Anyway. And of course, that one had to be replaced when this one ran out of pages to write stuff into. Yeah. Oh, Motion. That's a good one. Motion was. That sounds pretty good too. In Motion. Yeah, baby. Motion. Then, of course, there's the handy pocket songbook, which used to carry around before we had the digital devices to put stuff on. So there you go. Oh, by the way, you can get these, you get one of these snappy F hats on my website here. Just click on this QR code and it'll take you to my site. You can buy this cool chapeau and other cool F stuff. F swag, man. Check it out, yeah. So, songwriting, topics. What do you write about? I gotta write a song. I need to write a song. I want, back to that whole thing. If you're a songwriter, you're ready to write a song pretty much all the time, and whatever's on your mind at the time, that goes into the song. That's how it usually works. So what filters into the song from whatever you're feeling, that's the theme to the song. Or maybe you have a burning desire to communicate idea X. Like in the case of the song Gimme, I had to get some of my political digs in there here and there because that's what the song was sort of about, so couldn't skip that, could I? Overall, though, songwriting is kind of like a chicken and egg thing. It's like lyrics first, music first, and I would have to say that for me, it's like a 40-40-20. Usually I get 40% of the time, most of the time I get the lyrics first, and then the other 40% of the time I get the music first, and the wild card is once in a while I get everything at once. The whole idea of the riff, the hook, the lyric, it all comes together at once, and those are the easiest. They just practically write themselves. Sometimes it all comes at once. The hook, the lyrics, and melody, it's a real gift from the universe. For example, I'm working on a song now called I Like Girls. And the whole idea was I was just thinking, hanging out one day thinking, I don't mind if dudes like dudes. I don't care if chicks like chicks, but I like girls. Boom, that was it. So sometimes they come in a package just like that. And there you have it. I like girls. And there it was, the whole song. That idea became the thrust of a new song. It pops up as outright unexpected as that sometimes. I guess you kind of sort of have to be programming yourself to write songs. You have to almost be fixated on it. So when the opportunity comes, when the inspiration comes, you can get it down. And of course, always have that book handy so you make sure you don't miss that idea. I can't count the times I've lost some great ideas because I didn't have it handy. Now, I personally find myself singing junk in my head all day long. So when the lyric idea comes in, the music is already there. You get all bubbling together and marry the two, and voila, new song. Voila, voila, new song. In the case of the song Gimme, which this whole video series is all about, when I was playing the riff, as you can see in video 1, I kind of stumbled onto the riff and I came to what I call the loopy part at the end. I kind of just started singing, gimme more, and it became the theme, Greed, which I then took to the nth degree. So once I had the theme and the loopy part and the idea of what I was going to do with it all and all the different musical parts, kind of lyrics just sort of wrote themselves. Now, while I don't outright story tell in my lyrics, they do follow a timeline of some sort, but that's often after the fact. I guess I put my lyrics together the same way I do my music, which is kind of like on the fly. One influences the other, I move it along, and they kind of work together, and then I get the final result, and it's a compound everything. That is to say, one influences the other. The music influences the lyrics and vice versa. So the whole thing unfolds together. For me, I find that's the easiest way to write a song rather than lyrics on Monday, music on Tuesday, and then put it all together on Wednesday. To me, that would be work. I don't do work. Don't work, man. So for Gimme, what I did, which is what I usually do, I kind of have the phrasing and the song playing around in my head, and then I try to think of snarky lyrics, funny ways, word plays, rhymes, and just things that would kind of follow the theme and fit. Snarky ways to talk about it, insightful ways to look at it, ways to poke fun at it, word play, word loops, and then I write it all down, and then I put it all together. So for the first line of Gimme, I had the phrasing and the melody, if you want to call it that, and that fake out thing came later. In other words, the give me hope, nah, skip it thing was a fake out. I wanted to set this guy up as a grabber, a go-getter. He has one moment of fleeting conscience, then nah, skip it. And I guess it goes without saying, that's not me speaking, that's the dude in the song. So while I don't storytell, I assume other personas, other characters, other frames, other points of view, other modes of thinking, other people. So I do that, So fake characters, not me. Fakery. Lyrical fakery. Fake outs, man. Yeah, fake out. So in the case of Gimme, I wrote down all these words, started recording the song, started putting it together. Then I got as far as the guitar solos, and I still had no final lyrics. So I had to fix that. So I took a look at what I had and what I needed to finish it all off, and here's what I got. So I take stock, I organize my lyrics, I highlight things, I string them together, and I see how they work, and each color here is a different verse. So then it looks like I got it all together. It looked like I still needed a verse and a half. But really, finishing it off is really the easiest part for me. I had the hoax folks line and the admitting I'm kidding line, so I knew I had to work those in somehow. I'll do that a lot. I'll come up with a line I really like, and I'll say, I gotta find a way to put this in there, either with words around it or because that's what I do. So I like to do. That's right. To me, that's the whole fun part of it all. Then when I came up with the line, it's a sham, it's a shame, it's a flim, flam, flame, I knew I had a cool thing. So I had to double down with the 3-part vocal on that. That's so cool. One of the cool things I kind of stumbled on, I started doing more in the song Gimme, was I'd end a line and then I'd echo it to start the next line of the verse. So at the end of the first verse where it goes, my money, make money, my money, I use the my money to go into the next verse. It said my money's good, so I used the my money and linked it together that way. So once I did that, I thought I gotta use that again. So I did it with the more is a concept, where it goes give me more, and then it picks up more is a concept. So tails in and links together like two hands with a lot of fingers like that, right? So with that, I was almost done. I needed one more verse. That's when I came up with the law of the jungle thing. Only because I see business as kill or be killed. See, I'm born with that kind of a insatiable greed that cripples people. You gotta learn that. So that verse wrote itself. Now when I say wrote itself, I knew what I wanted to say. I just wanted to put the words together that follows the rhyming scheme and maybe have a little chuckle there, a little laugh in the process. Yeah. That's something I haven't really touched on, rhyming. Now, this is not poetry, so you can't really follow a rhyming scheme, but you kind of do want to throw one in every now and then. It moves the song along, and it's another way to be cool and funny and tricky, and yeah, I do it all the time. Why not? A good rhyme connects everything. And in the case of Gimme, it gave me another opportunity to be snarky. Like the admitting I'm kidding thing. I mean, I could have gone over the edge and done something like, I'm admitting I'm kidding about denying I'm lying. I busted trust to conspire a fire. Or something nutty like that, just because it sticks out for the hell of it. However you can tie more knots in the song and the lyrics, I think it's just more to listen to, more fun, more exciting, more interesting. You know, connect them with loops and adjectives and rhymes, not for the sheer sake of it, but just to be more creative and to inject more you into the song. Wait, is he really gonna do a bullhorn verse? Yup. Basically, at this point, the intensity of the song was so high, I had to find a way to bring it down because I wanted to go out big and fat. So I brought it down one more time so I could launch one final time before the final fade out, or what was to be the final just music fade out anyway. So once I decided to bring it way down with the bottleneck guitar, that's where the bullhorn guy came in, and the whole other character. I figured I'd talk back to that greedy 1%er dude, yeah. So I had that notice and POTUS rhyme, so I thought, well, let's take it all the way to the nth degree and bullhorn my way right into a corner. You know, and the lyrics drove the bullhorn idea, which was nice because it gave a break from what was happening before, it took it way down, allowed me to bring it up big and fat again. And it also helped to draw the distinction between the two characters of the song. I've always had this idea that you've got to make fun of everything you can in life, so that's what I try to do with all my lyrics. What the heck? So that entire last part, the whole psst, followed by all the junk that came after it, was really an afterthought. I mean, I was listening to a mix of the song and it just hit that spot. It just sounded like somebody was trying to get my attention from around the corner at that spot in the music. So it kind of fit in. I was reading an old People magazine from a couple years ago and it had an article about the payoffs and the Stormy Daniels and the Trump thing and the whole thing. So it's what mentioned the double cross. I didn't come up with that. That was all, it's reality. So then I just did that on the fly and I listened back to it and I thought, wow, it's kind of nutty. It's kind of over the edge. So then I played it for a friend of mine and he said, go for it, Sal. Hey, I don't work in a vacuum. I run it by people. I mean, initially it was just going to be a fade. I was going to add more music and just ride it out. But nope. Had to do it. Now, honestly, sometimes I'll sit back and I'll go, where does all this stuff come from? I don't know. I think my mind is like a roulette wheel and it stops and there it is and I grab what's there and I run with it. I never have a problem with ideas. The blank canvas doesn't scare me, it excites me. I just get a line, start with a line, start with a verse or whatever, a title, and I just run with it. It's easy. Now it's like a runaway creative train, but it wasn't always that way. I had to get to the point where I really, studied what I was doing and get to that place, if you will, where I could just do the lyrics and put it all together. So that's what I got good at, finding my place, going to that place where it worked before. Call up the feeling, call up the spirit, call up the whatever it is, and you go there and you do it. And the more you do it, the better you get at it. The better you get at mining your brain for your ideas. So that about wraps it up for the lyrics. How I do the lyrics to Gimme is pretty much how I do lyrics. And next week, check out next week's video. It's the vocals. That should be fun. Woo! Next Friday at 4. Don't miss it. Friday at 4. Yeah. Mm-hmm.